Alright guys, it's time for the last Sonic Boom vlog, episode 52. It takes a village to destroy a hedgehog. Defeat a hedgehog, whatever. Yes, this is the last episode of the season. I've heard that the show has been renewed for a second season, so we'll be doing this again soon. Maybe one more, because I gotta do a recap of the series, but still, this is the last episode of the series, so it's a big one. We start in Dr. Eggman's lair, where he has invited every bit villain that the show's ever had, including the guy whose name I forgot from last week with the giant ancient mech suit, Dave the intern, the Lightning Bolt Society, that circus guy who was also a lawyer, I think. Don't really remember very well. The bears, everybody, everyone who's ever played some kind of villainous role. So he's waiting for one more guy to arrive, but Dave has a noon shift at Mad Burger. If he misses it, he'll never get the pay raise to minimum wage. I don't think Dave understands what minimum wage is. So Eggman's talking about how they should all team up together to be able to defeat Sonic, because they've all failed to do it on their own. And he makes up a new word. It's like he makes up a new word, like it's like nefarifish. Like it's like a cross between nefarious and another word. It's kind of funny. Anyway, enough about made up words that's hard to remember. Dr. Eggman is trying to get this assemblage of bad guys working together, while Sonic and his friends are working on assembling a piece of IKEA furniture. So Amy says that the kit's in this little box on the table, and they wonder like if that's it, and says you'd be surprised what they can cram into a little box. And when she opens it, all this plywood starts coming out, like a geyser of wood. And my first thought was, oh yeah, good luck putting that back in the packaging if you need to return it. So Eggman goes back to his group, and they're discussing how their villainous plan should work, and like who's the most dedicated villain. Like the walrus with the sideways tusk says that he spent more time in the Slimer than all of them put together, and I think it's the tree guy or the it's the mech suit guy. He's like that only proves that you're the best at getting caught. And then the circus master guy says that the leader should be should know all these kinds of terminology and stuff. And the tree guy says that anyone can learn that stuff. And then Dave says that if he's learned anything from this Battlestar Galactica parodies, is that the leader is the teenager with a greater destiny, and Eggman says that this was all his plan, so he should be the leader. And that's when Shadow pops in. Eggman completely geeks out over the presence of Shadow. Turns out that he is a massively rampant Shadow fanboy. Everyone's like, who the heck is this? And it's like, he's only the second most popular character in the entire canon. Wow, that didn't so much break the fourth wall as it shattered it. But yeah, like Eggman knows that Shadow being there is a big deal, because Shadow's kind of a big deal. Yeah, we got Shadow. Who cares? Who cares? So Shadow's there, and he's like saying that they're all acting like a bunch of idiots, and that he's wondering why he bothered to RSVP that invitation. But Eggman's doing everything he can to try and impress Shadow. Like when Shadow refuses to, he tears out Dave the intern's seat to give him something to sit on. When he refuses to sit, he wants everyone else to stand, so they'll be like him. And so we cut back to the guys building the IKEA furniture, and like the instructions don't have any words on them. They're all just pictures, just like the novel that Knuckles is writing. And like, yeah, the plot's there, but the characters need some work. I don't know if he's making a jab at this episode or not, but whatever. So yeah. Like, yeah, building this IKEA furniture is basically like all kinds of things. Like Tails apparently gets L brackets confused with T brackets, and Sticks gets mad at him for that mistake. And Knuckles accidentally breaks one of the planks, meaning that they gotta take the whole thing back to the store, but they can't put it back in the box. Oh, this is just IKEA furniture. You ever built IKEA furniture? I've built furniture before, but I never actually got a kit from IKEA. I got like build your own furniture from other stuff. Okay, so I'm sorry, that was a wild tangent. Just like the logo, just like the game company whose logo Sonic Man's forehead crest resembles. Stop with the wild tangents, you idiot! I think this beard is lowering my IQ. Alright, so Dr. Eggman tries to get everyone to do trust falls, but and everybody does it, but when Eggman falls back, Shadow refuses to catch him, and Shadow says that they're all a bunch of idiots and they'll never accomplish anything the way they are, and he wonders why he even bothered to come, and he chaos controls himself away, and Eggman's depressed for a little bit, but then everybody else rallies up and it says that if standing in a corner and brooding while everyone else around you has fun, then I must have been the coolest guy at junior prom, says Dave the intern. And he says that it doesn't matter if he's the cool guy, because they're all team players and they can all do this. So they all get together and they start to get into their death machines. The Moth Bot, the Squid Bot, or is it the Octopus Bot? Whatever. And it looks like an octopus, but octopuses don't shoot ink. And they get the giant Destructobot aboard, and everybody's getting ready. Just as Sonic completes, Sonic and his friends complete the IKEA furniture, and it's all ramshackled and crooked, and it doesn't look right. And symbolism! It's symbolism. The furniture doesn't look good because the assemblage of villains is kind of ramshackle too. But Dr. Eggman comes to attack with his Destructobot, and everyone starts to fight them. And Sonic tells Tails to get an aerial advantage, so he grabs a plane. But before Tails can come in and do anything with the plane, the Mothbot comes and engages the plane in a dogfight. An aerial dogfight. So Tails gets distracted with that, and then the Mother Walrus has her purse stolen by one of the Lightning Bolt members. So when Sticks and Amy go to help her, when Sticks and Amy go to help her, they get ambushed by another group of baddies, and you know, this is getting pretty intense. So everyone's fighting on all fronts, and Eggman counts that his team has been stretched thin. To which Sonic says he doesn't need any help to take him one-on-one. And I was like, who said anything about one-on-one? And that's when the guy in the mech suit comes and he starts attacking. So I was like, oh, you've got to be kidding. So it seems that Sonic is at a disadvantage for a while, but he manages to gain the upper hand on Eggman and says, call off your goons or I'll pound you into next week. And Eggman's like, next week's not good for me. Can we reschedule? Hey, another symbolism with the fact that there's not going to be an episode next week. That's when Shadow comes in and says that even with all these people helping him, he still failed to beat Sonic. So Shadow attacks Sonic, and they're physical matches for each other. They have the same speed and basically the same power set, and they fight, and the furniture, the IKEA furniture that they built gets destroyed. And Sonic's like, "Hey, me and my friends spent all day on that. Your failure at what was it, at carpentry or furniture assembly, you know, your failure at that is an insult to all hedgehog kind." Of course, that's what I would like him to sound like. What he actually sounds like, alright, I guess I'll bring it up. No, we'll wait until the end. So Shadow actually gets the upper hand on Sonic, especially when he starts using Chaos Control. And just when Sonic is prone and helpless, Dr. Eggman, who's been following Shadow around like a little brother this entire round, it's actually quite shameful behavior, Dr. Eggman. You're better than this. When Sonic is prone, he tries to take a victory selfie with Shadow. But when the camera goes off, the flash blinds Shadow for a moment, causing Sonic to counter, and he takes him out. This is just as everyone else is starting to beat their opponents. Like Tails outmaneuvers the Mothbot, causing it to crash into a mountain. Amy and Styx take out their guys. Knuckles manages to take out the octopus robot and uses one of its tentacles to tie up the tree guy who's been doing surveillance. You know, everything starts to fall apart for the bad guys. And Shadow says that it's all Eggman's fault. And Eggman says, "Sorry, I forgot to take the flash off. The picture came out great if that's any consolation." So Shadow says that that they'll fight again, but next time they'll be on his terms, and he Chaos Controls away. So with the falling action going down, Cubot and Orbot get the last word of the episode, saying that well, that's it. But there could think about all the hundreds of stories you can tell with the same 8 characters and the same 4 locations. Yeah, you know, but maybe just to be safe, we should start an internet petition. Those internet petitions never work. They fail to save Thundercats. They fail to save Young Justice. They fail to save Green Lantern. And they fail to get Teen Titans Go canceled. They even failed to get the Breaking Bad toys out back into Toys R Us stores. Even though the votes to get them put back in outnumbered votes to get them out like 6 or 7 to 1. But, you know, whatever. Yeah, so unfortunately those internet petitions don't really do anything, unfortunately, I know, because I signed every single one that I mentioned. But hey, they, at least we're confirmed that the show actually is getting a 2nd season, so mazel tov. No need for internet petitions. Okay, so, the thing. Shadow's voice, I don't like it. Shadow is supposed to be like, well, I don't know if in this continuity he's actually 50 years old and has been in stasis for a while. I don't know his true age is reflected, but his voice is way too gruff and gravelly. Like he sounds like he's really trying hard to like make his voice gruff so that it makes him sound tougher. Like, I know his voice is supposed to be in a lower register, but like I like Shadow's voice like I don't know, it didn't sound like this in the Dreamcast era, is what I'm going to refer to it as. Like, his voice was like, I'm not even going to try, not a voice actor. You know Seto Kaiba from the Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime? Like, his voice sounded more like that. It's a vaguely condescending, moody voice. It's not something that sounds intentionally gruff and angry all the time. Like, that's not... You know what I'm getting at? You get me, right? Like anyone who's heard Shadow and stuff is like, geez, Shadow, maybe you should quit smoking. You know, that's just what I say. Aside from that, I actually did like Shadow. Like he's supposed to be like in this show, which is all comedy centered, and where the villains are all basically jokes. And everybody's kind of bumbling fools. Shadow is supposed to be that one villain who's competent and looks at all the joke characters and like oh god, they can't possibly be serious. You know, they're not serious, but that's the point. So yeah, that Shadow's his gruffness is a little bit off-putting, but aside from that, it's not terrible. This episode actually did a pretty good job of you know, like I said, the foible. It did lots of jabs at the fourth wall, like outright having Cubot and Orbot address the camera about the show getting a 2nd season, or Eggman talking about how Shadow is one of the most popular villains. We got a nice little parallel story with Sonic and his friends trying to build that IKEA furniture for Amy while they try to assemble a villain team. And like the whole like learning team building exercises, that was from an episode of Justice League Unlimited, when Gorilla Grodd was trying to set up his own Legion of Doom Like, he was trying to make it so that the guys would actually work for mutual benefit. Because he remembered how Lex Luthor tried to keep the team together by literally bribing everybody, and that team fell apart when Batman bribed the Ultra Humanite to double what Lex was paying him. So Grodd, he tried to actually get the villains to like respect each other and support each other for mutual benefit. Yeah, Grodd actually tried this once. Like, Dr. Eggman is up there with Gorilla Grodd. And you know, you've got to be doing something right when I'm comparing your show favorably to a Bruce Timm cartoon. I mean, really. Okay. So yeah, that was the season finale. I guess when I have a little times later in the week, I'll do a recap of all of my overall impressions of the series and how it's been. But this episode, it did pretty well. It had a really cool action battle scene at the end. Shadow had a pretty, despite the fact that I didn't like the gruff texture of his voice, his condescending demeanor and his unwillingness to participate in the humorous shenanigans because all he was there for was the combat sequence, that was good. The only thing this season finale was missing was Metal Sonic. Like, we have, like, come on, can we not have, did they not want Metal Sonic to overshadow Shadow? Oh, I'm sorry, that was a bad pun, I did not mean that. But, yeah, come on, guys, like, next time let's have Metal Sonic and Shadow at the same time. Like, we have two characters who are physical matches for Sonic at the same time. Like, that can legitimately overwhelm him. Alright, so that's my hope for the next season. Yeah, so we're probably gonna have to wait until next year. Hopefully we won't have to wait until like October of next year. Hopefully like by the spring season we'll get new episodes. Hopefully. And hopefully they'll give it a better damn time slot. I'm sick and tired of Robots in Disguise having 6:30 a.m. and Sonic Boom having 7 a.m. while we get like a 2-hour block of Teen Titans Go from 9 to 11. Like, that's bullcrap. That has always been bullcrap. Alright. This has been Wake Angel 2001. I'll see you guys later.